Hello, and welcome to Discover Soul Rest. These short videos are designed to give you a little peace and rest for your spirit in these trying times. Each video will have a short story, a little teaching on a favorite Bible passage, and then I'll talk about a spiritual practice that you can use to connect with Jesus, the giver of soul rest. Today's little story is about my daughter when she was 1 year old. My husband and I and our daughter took a trip to visit his sister who was living in Boston at the time. One of the things that we wanted to do while we were on the East Coast was to travel up to Maine to see the ocean and maybe buy a lobster. So we traveled up one day and found a beach. It was a little chilly that day, so we decided we wouldn't put on our bathing suits and go in the water. But as soon as we hit the beach, Anna chased into the water and immediately got soaked. But she wasn't in there very long. She came out, grabbed 2 handfuls of sand, ran back to the ocean and put the sand in the ocean. Came back, grabbed 2 more handfuls of sand, ran back to the ocean and put the sand in the ocean. She did this back and forth, and we didn't know what to think of this. What was she trying to do? Did she think the sand was messy and she was trying to clean it up? Or was she just trying to fill up the ocean? Well, eventually her little lips started to turn blue because of the cold water, so we had to drag her away from the ocean and find her some dry clothes. I think that little picture of my daughter trying to fill up the ocean sometimes is an excellent picture of how I approach life. I continually find more and more things to fill up my days, and it never seems to work. I still feel empty inside. I keep trying to find more and more things. We often try to fill our lives with more and more, and yet what happens is we begin to feel overwhelmed and burdened. What are we to do? Well, Jesus knows that we can often feel burdened. Last week we started to look at Matthew 11 verses 28 and 29, and we're going to go back to that today and dig in to a few more of the words in that verse. So I'm going to read that to you again. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Jesus is talking to those who labor and are heavy laden. Is that you today? The word labor in Greek is kapaio, which means the most wearisome form of work, the work that leaves you exhausted and spent. Is that you today? Have you had the work that is leaving you just done in? The word heavy laden in Greek is fortizo. This word tells about a load that is normal for a person to carry through life. But the word is also used to describe the pack that a soldier would carry when he's going off to battle. Now, when the soldier is going on a short trek, his pack will be lighter. But when the battle is a long ways off, or it's going to take a long time, he will need to have a heavy pack to carry everything that he needs. And maybe you have been feeling like you have been carrying a heavy pack because for months we have had to deal with world problems that we've never had to deal with before. Maybe you are just feeling heavy laden. A wonderful spiritual practice that I love to use is called palms down, palms up prayer. And this can be used to help us get rid of our burdens. when you go to do this short practice, find a comfortable chair to sit in and start with your hands, palms down on your lap. Quiet your mind and then picture all of your cares and worries falling out of your hands into Jesus' lap. Empty your heart of everything that is troubling you. Maybe you have family difficulties now, or financial difficulties, or perhaps just the burden of this broken world has been too much. So just pour out your heart and give all of those concerns to Jesus. Then I want you to turn your hands over so your palms are up. And then instead of pouring out your heart, you will picture yourself receiving Jesus' love, mercy, and grace. Open up your heart to him because he promises to give us what we need each day. This is a wonderful practice to use at the beginning of your Bible study. As you pour out your heart and clear your mind, then when you go to your Bible study, your mind will be able to be receptive of what Jesus has for you that day. But it's also a short little practice that you can do in the middle of the day when you're just feeling overwhelmed. Just find a quiet corner and pour out your heart to Jesus, and then let him fill you up with what you need in the moment. That little picture of my daughter running back and forth from the sandy beach to the ocean can also be a picture of us. It could have been a negative picture, but it can also be a positive picture as we pick up all of our worries and concerns and we throw them into the infinity of Jesus' love and goodness for us. Discover soul rest.